Alright guys, today is an episode of Club Review, and today I wanted to have a look at Everton, who are currently 17th in the Premier League table. Okay, so Everton's form this season in the Premier League started off really well, the first few games. I think they won something like 3 of their first 4 games, possibly something like that. And since then, I mean, it's just not been good at all. They beat Arsenal at home, which was a good result. Also beat Leeds and more recently Newcastle. So they've had a few wins, but I mean, so many losses. They went on a run towards the end of Benitez's reign, where they just lost a ridiculous amount of games. And that's pretty much put them in the relegation battle. Even since Frank Lampard's come in, I think they've won 2 games and lost about 5 or 6. So it's not much improvement. And in the cups, they went out of the FA Cup against Crystal Palace last week, taking an absolute battering at Selhurst Park, and also went out of the League Cup against QPR on penalty, so a bit disappointing there as well. But yeah, I mean, forms since September's just been diabolical, and that's why they're in a relegation battle. Okay, so Everton's best starting 11, in my opinion, is Jordan Pickford in goal, obviously. And then I've gone with a back three because I just feel that Everton are so defensively poor that they literally need every single player back that they can get possible. So I've gone with back three, Ben Godfrey, who from what I've seen hasn't really put much of a foot wrong. Michael Keane, who's not having the best time of it right now, but I still think is better than anything else Everton have got, and also a Premier League level defender. Let's be honest, he's just having a period of bad form, I think, more than anything. And then I've also gone with a player who Everton have missed massively over the course of this season, and that is Yerry Mina, who would usually start for them if he wasn't injured. Then I've gone with a midfield 4 or a midfield 2 with wing backs of John Joe Kenny on the right and Alex Iwobi on the left. I feel since Everton sold Lucas Digne, they're really lacking someone to play left wing back role or left back role. Mikalenko's played a couple of games, but I don't feel that's been enough for me to judge him. And when I have seen him, I haven't been blown away by him. Obviously, I mean, he's got bigger things on his mind right now. Kenny, again, not a great option, but there's not many, but anybody else. Coleman's not really a wing back. And then Allen in Decore in midfield, 2 solid midfield players, to be fair. And then a front 3 of Richarlison, Calvert-Lewin and Anthony Gordon, all really good players. They just need better defence, Everton, if we're being honest. Looking at that, that is definitely the weak area, not the central midfield or attack. Yeah, that's my best starting 11 for Everton right now. Okay, so Frank Lampard hasn't been in charge of Everton for too long. It's been about 2 months now, I think. Um, he's it's difficult to say. I mean, there's been up moments definitely. I mean, that win against Newcastle felt massive for Everton last week. But also there's been the fact that he has criticised his team quite a few times, especially after the Crystal Palace loss in the FA Cup, where he basically put all the blame on the players more than anything. And I don't know if that's the smartest idea when you are needing points to make sure you do stay up. But Lampard is an inexperienced manager, so you would expect him to make a few mistakes. But also, I'm not sure if it's the smartest appointment by Everton, because he is a manager who's never been in this position. I know Everton fans wouldn't have wanted Sam Allardyce because he's not a manager for the future. But I feel as though he would have been a good appointment until the end of the season, and then get someone in the summer. Because because he is like more experienced in these situations and knows how to get the best out of players who aren't really at the highest level in the Premier League. So yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how Frank Lampard does from now till the end of the season. Okay, so for incoming players this summer, I've gone with three players who are all defenders because Everton's defence is dire and it desperately needs improving. And I've also tried to pick players that wouldn't cost too much because Everton, this financial situation of Everton is terrible as well. So I've gone with a right back slash right wing back in Barcelona's Serginho Dest. I mean, he's not getting much game time right now under Xavi at Barcelona, I don't think. And I think he would be available in the summer for, not a ridiculous amount. So I've gone with him as a right back because I mean Seamus Coleman is going to need replacement for replacing. He has been, I mean, a superb servant for Everton and a very good player as well. But he is getting on now, and it has been 12 years of good work for the club. But I think it is time to move on. I've gone with a centre-back in Yannick Vestergaard. Now, he's had a terrible season at Leicester, Vestergaard. But I don't think that is a good way to summarise him as a player because I think for Southampton he was a good defender. Well, maybe not good, but definitely good enough to be playing for a Premier League team. And in fact, definitely an upgrade on what Everton have currently got. I think part of the problem for him this season has been the fact that he hasn't had a consistent partner in defence when he has played. It's been Daniel Amate at times, it's been Kaglar Soyuncu at times, it was even Johnny Evans a few times at the start of the season. So, that's not ideal when you're playing for a new club. And then at left back, I've gone with the young Scottish left back, Aaron Hickey, who is currently playing for Bologna. He is a very good dribbler and can be also very versatile and is good with the ball at his feet as well. So I feel as though he would be a good signing for them. And again, the price tag of him would be around the £15 million mark, so it would be quite cheap. However, it is a bit of a gamble because he's not an experienced player and is very young, and also he isn't world class yet, but he's a promising young player. So it is what Everton needs, I think, because they have got quite a few ageing players in their team and could do with a few young players coming in. So yeah, they're the three players I think Everton should sign this summer. Yeah. Okay, so in summary, Everton, I mean, it's been a nightmare season for them, especially the fans. Performances on the pitch have been terrible since the second month of the season. And also, you've like in a terrible financial situation as well. And the Championship is still not out of sight yet. Like it is still possible that Everton could face relegation this season if they do not get a few more points on the board, because Burnley and Watford will be desperate to pick up points and try and gain on Everton and overtake them. So Everton, they need to win some games, basically. I'd give them a 2 out of 10 for this season, and that's still probably being generous. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.